Today is August 2nd, Saturday, August 2nd, 2025, and it's at nighttime now, but in the daytime it was Shabbat, the 8th day of Av. And this is the PL-89 thought calendar. The weekly Torah portion is Parshat Devarim. We just started the book of Devarim, and this is the PL-89 thought calendar, aka the Mercury thought calendar, aka the PL-89 Mercury Gematriatic thought calendar. And it's a Gematriatic calendar because it seeks to find connections through Gematria that are connected to things that happen on the days of the calendar when they happen. And it's an attempt to explore if there are patterns that are numerically definable within time. And this is a lunar solar calendar, and it takes into consideration the Gregorian calendar, which is the solar calendar, and the Hebrew calendar, the modern Hebrew or rabbinic calendar, which is the moon, and the Gregorian calendar, which is the calendar that was in effect before the Gregorian calendar was established in the year 1582 by Pope Gregory XIII. And on this calendar today, it's box 17, because August 1st would be 8, August 2nd is 17 in this dispensation, without going into dispensations right now. The 8th day of Av will be here. Now, since it's a lunar and solar calendar, the first day of Av was over here, and August is over here. It's the same. It's the same calendar for both kinds of months, and it seeks to find connections in something that would have happened during the day, which I had no conscious control over happening, and yet when I look into the calendar, it shows a direct gematriatic connection without stretching. It's sort of meaning stretching the truth or bending something to make it happen. And I'll demonstrate that point, which today was an uncanny point that happened today. Today, I went to a synagogue. It was Shabbat, the Saturday Sabbath. It's at nighttime now, or else I wouldn't be making this video. But during the daytime, I went to the synagogue, and someone there who I don't see every week, certainly not in that area. Actually, he doesn't come every week, but he came today because he read the Torah. His name is Shmuel. In Hebrew, Shmuel spelled Shin, Mem, Vav, Aleph, Lamed, and it has a numerical value of 377. And he came today, and today is August 2nd, and August 2nd would be 17. And 17 equals 377. It sounds crazy, but it does. In the PL-89 calendar, it 100% equals that without making any stretches, because the rules of the PL-89 are that any one of these boxes, in order to get an infinite amount of numbers, of whole numbers, in just 40 boxes, is that each box, there has to be a rule that a number can connect to other numbers, because if it's only 40 numbers, how are you going to, let's say it's 1 through 40, how are you going to get 577 or 999? The answer is that the rule of the PL-89 is that any box plus 40, and the reason why 40, because that's the line of demarcation That's the equator of the adding, um, which means that it goes 8 plus 9 plus 8 plus 9, and it cuts off at 40, and it goes back to 2, resets to 2 again. So the law is that 8 is 48, is 88, is 128, is 168, etc. Is 2,000,008. 2,000,000,008. Basically, if you keep adding 40, whatever number you get is truncated. It's sort of like in that box. I don't know if truncated is the word, but it's put in that box. So that's the rule. So if I saw someone named Shmuel, who I rarely see, and it came in this day, which is on this calendar this day, 17 is 377, because if you take 17 and you keep adding 40, you will get 377. It's a very simple way of calculating it. If you have 377 and you just add 40, that means that 5 times 40 is 200, so 377 would be 577, would be 777, which is also 177, right? So 177 minus 40 is 137, minus 40 is 97, minus 40 is 57, minus 40 is 17. So this happened 17, and the gematria of his name was on this day. That's what I mean by gematriatic thought calendar. I don't know how it works. I don't know how that happened. We have two very interesting facts here. Someone who weeks and weeks I haven't seen there on the Saturday, he comes, and on the day of this calendar, it equals his name. Okay, that's one fact, one pointing out, and that's one observation of searching of the gematriatic pattern of reality. Can this be harnessed? Can this be honed in on? Can we analyze things gematriatically? If we can do this, how would this affect or be instrumental in predicting the future in some way? Not 100%, but I believe philosophically or spiritually that we would not be able to predict the future, because as human beings, the fallen nature, the sin nature, it would be very destructive for us to 100% predict the future because of selfishness, and we would use it for our own gain, or even worse, to harm other people. But even if not to harm, even if it's just for selfish gain, that would be enough for it to be blocked to some extent. But to what extent can those who pursue a righteous lifestyle, a righteous way of being, or to be guided by God, would be able to mathematically discern the future? That's one point. The next point is today, and that's really not a stretch at all. But this would be more of a stretch, I think, in that the Hebrew date, the 8th of Av, will be box 28. And box 28 is basically the same numbers of the Gregorian date this year. See, 8-2 is 28. It's August 2nd, so it's 8-2. It's really interesting because the odds of it, those numbers happening on the day that the Hebrew matches the Gregorian, is pretty astronomical. But still, I think it's not as powerful as the first one. But still, it's along the same lines. That today is the second day of August, which can be expressed as 2-8 or 8-2, and this box is 2-8. So that's what I mean when I say gematriatic thought calendar.